Welcome everyone, WonderCon 2022. Kevin Phoenix here with the Illuminati. Here are the cast and creators of Woke. Season 2 coming out April 8th. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Huge fan of the series. I'm starting season 2 a little early, and I'm about it. But to start off, I kind of just want to ask, like, based on the show's premise, like, what was your woke moment? What was like that instance that you got you woke?
Wow.
I would say one of my woke moments was when I was a junior in college, and I had a teacher, and it was my first black teacher ever. So he was an American literature teacher, and he gave us for assignments to read Ralph Ellison, Richard Wright, Maya Angelou, James Baldwin. And when someone said, "Why are you giving us all black writers?" he said, "I'm giving you all American writers." And that was like a huge, that was the moment where my comics went from being about keg parties to being about something more than that. So
I don't want to give my moment now. His moment is way better than mine. Go ahead, Lamorne. Kick it off, man.
Yeah.
Kick it off.
Well, McDonald's stopped serving ice cream at 10 o'clock. I was like, damn, we gotta do something about this. No, there was a moment. I used to perform at a place called Second City, Chicago, and I would always, you have to put on like a uniform. Sometimes you wear a suit, and I would park one place and I'd walk. This particular time I was dating a Jewish girl, and I had my best friend at the time, black dude. We were walking back to my car, and the police stopped us while walking, and throughout as we're walking towards the car, they stopped us before we could get to the car and accused me of stealing the car. And I'm wearing a suit, and they put my girlfriend on the side, and because she's screaming and yelling, and it's a whole thing, and then they moved her to the side and asked her if this was my car. And I was like, I just told you it was my car. These are my keys. Like, it was a whole situation, and my boy was chilling. My boy was just like this. That's how it is. And he's in cuffs. He's like down. He's just like, bro, just chill. Gee, it's just chill. And I'm so confused. I was like, how are you If you just saw the audience I just performed in front of, I was like, Second City is notoriously white. I was like, man, I can't believe this. This is one of the weirdest moments of my life. So that was a moment, that was an eye opener for me. I mean, even though, again, I was born on the South Side, born and raised on the South Side of Chicago, but in my formative years when I was in high school, I'd moved to the burbs. So I was just kind of used to being in a different environment. You know what I mean? And then even my adult years when I was performing, I was just used to one thing. And then I got hit with reality. You're still black, bro. You still, it's gonna happen to you every once in a while. And so that made me kind of, that opened my eyes a little bit.
For me, I mean, I think I've had run-ins with police like throughout, my younger teenage years and adult years, all that.
That's because you were a criminal.
No, absolutely, absolutely correct. Listen, what I'm saying. No, but for me, I think the one that broke, as they say, the straw that broke the camel's back was what happened with Trayvon Martin. Just seeing that happen to a child, and also Tamir Rice, and it's just like nothing was done. And then to watch somebody like George Zimmerman go on to become like this cult favorite, and be invited to conventions and sell a gun that killed a kid for millions of dollars. It's just like this is insane. And then you have people who are like, all you guys talk about is race, and it's like, are you not paying attention to what's happening, or are you just pretending to be blind? So yeah, that's definitely had to be the eye opener for me.
Man, it's like, it might be weird or whatever, but like I remember getting Ice Cube's Predator album at a very young age and hearing like the perspective like that I was not getting from my household home. Like this very angry black man coming through with over sick beats and just being like, maybe there's another side to the story. And I think from that point on, I was always very willing to like listen to like, what else was being said besides, in my safe white suburb.
Yeah, I grew up in the South, and I remember there was some like riot had happened, and then someone said like, why would they burn their own communities? But it hit me that I was like, oh, they're not that's not really a question. That's a judgment.
Yeah.
But if you treat it as a question, you can actually find out
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
And then you do get that other. You start getting that other perspective that you're not getting, at least in my upbringing. So for me, that was like a big moment of realizing like there's all these people that are acting like they're asking questions, but they're actually not looking for an answer.
Nope.
Yeah, and black people built it, so they have every right to,
Built it and own nothing.
every right to tear it down.
Yeah, thank you for those answers. Kind of want to lighten up a bit.
Thanks, Chief.
I'm waiting down that road.
I kind of want to go break some windows now.
Especially it's kind of for Blake and Anthony. It's a question I feel some of us really just we talk about it earlier. We kind of want to know what's it like being the token, white guys on the set.
Got you talking.
Yeah. Finally.
Hey, token, baby.
I mean, in our writers' room, I was the only white person in the writers' room, and it was what was really exciting about it to me is that one thing we talked about was that even on television shows that try to explore some of these issues, a lot of time like the black point of view is made into like a monolith of just like this is the black point of view. And we got to actually, I would just sit and listen to these debates about a lot of these issues coming from so many different points of view, and getting to talk about that. Like we should have that on television, and not this. This is the Latina point of view, and this is the black point of view, and like that. It's so reductive, and when you actually don't have white people controlling all of it, you get to more nuance, and it's much more interesting.
What the great thing about him though is that the credits, his name Anthony King, you assume it's a black guy. Anthony King, that's right.
That boy Tonio doing his thing.
Boy, TK. AK-47.
Yeah, I mean, I love being a part of this show and being the role that I am. I mean, even in like going to Canada and just, we all roll as a pack because we're a show, and you're like, you're going out in Vancouver, and everywhere you go, you're 1/3 the population of black people are my friends that I'm like you walk into a restaurant and you see a bunch of like Vancouver Canadians like what the hell is this? And it's just like it's just cool. I don't know. It's like it's just everything is just it's a very educational thing for me at least. It's just been an awesome experience all around.
Tell them about that time we had you do blackface.
That's
Is this funny? Tell them.
Everybody's looking like, is it real?
The first script I wrote for this new season, these guys did a pass on it after I wrote it, and when I read their version of it, it had a couple N-words in it, and I was like, well, this script has my name on it. I wish there was like a credit that could be like N-words by.
And I think I told this
That's so funny.
Additional.
No one will ever ask. If it's fine for Tarantino, it's fine for you.
Tell Tarantino he's gonna kill it. That's fucking hilarious.
I have time for one question. I really want to ask you, Lamorne. You went from New Girl playing a gung-ho career cop, detective, to go from that to, pretty much the opposite worst end experience of, police interaction. How did you kind of like tackle that and change your mindset and prepare for that?
Honestly, it's just the point of view that the way I came at it was, even if you watch the type of officer that I was on New Girl, I always asked the question of like, what am I doing? I'm a police officer. There are black police officers, right? There are some fucked up things that happen, you know what I mean? But then there's some that doesn't. And so I remember writing an episode based on that very idea. That how do I feel as this guy who wears this uniform, but is trying to date this woman who protests the police for a living? You know what I mean? Like, how should I feel ashamed? Should I do that? And I got a lot of tweets from police officers and things like that. And we'd have this dialogue and we would talk about it and how I would address the episode. And then moving on to the show, it's the opposite side. It's again, some fucked up shit does happen. You know what I mean? And in my own personal life, I have friends who are police officers who are fantastic people. So I didn't want to show what was popular for television or what was popular for headlines. I wanted to show what was authentic to me and to my friends. Police be doing some fucked up shit sometimes, but some of them don't. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might get your ass beat by the police. Sometimes you won't. You know what I mean? And I think that's the cool thing about our show is that we're not picking sides all the time. We're going, hey, this is what happens. How do you feel about it? You know what I mean? These incidents happen often. How do you feel about it? So it was easy for me because similar things have happened to me that happened to Keith. You know what I mean? I'm just playing the moment, and I'm playing it honestly and playing it real, you know. I take, you know, and even taking away anything that I might actually feel, and I'm playing how Keith would feel in this particular moment. You know what I mean? So I can even remember the episode of New Girl that I wrote. There was a lot. It was darker. It was a lot heavier than what made the screen, you know. And I couldn't say the things that I wanted to say necessarily because in that moment, that's how I was feeling. And you know, we grow, we change, our thoughts change. You know, we're always in a state of transition as people, as humans, and so doing this show was easy. You know, playing that was easy for me because, you know, I could dismiss other things that have happened just to play this character in particular. I hope that makes sense.
Were there N-words in your New Girl script?
It was New Girl. But I didn't write them. I gave it to the white writers. And they came back.
It was like, okay, all right. Did Fox let that ride? You know what I mean? We're just trying to figure out.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for taking the time. Big fan of the show. Season 2, April 8th, Hulu. Everybody binge season 1 now, and then binge season 2 so we get season 3.
Damn straight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.